Give me an intro.
Wow, it's a bit crowded in our metaphorical, how do I say, studio.
Welcome to Garbagetalk. We are gathered here today for a very special event where we are going to witness a great piece of literature.
In fact, probably the greatest Kiwi writer of all time has kindly joined us.
Yes, and today we're going to go over this piece of writing, and we're going to get an excellent little audiobook of it read to us by a very great narrator. And then later on in the show, we're going to be getting an interview with the author. So, stay tuned for that. Yeah.
All right, without further ado, let's introduce the main man, our voice that will grace our eardrums, Mr. Ducrow. Question mark? Or are we going to continue talking about the book?
No, I didn't have anything else to say.
Uh,
Oh wait, no, let's say the genre or whatever. Dead
yeah,
Dog is a 2015 horror comedy, uh, dark dystopian thriller.
it ticks all your boxes of like the greatest like horror. It has a lot of tension. When I first read it, I couldn't stop shaking, and then I couldn't stop shaking because of the laughter. Um, it was ahead of its time, I think.
Very. So yes, it's a short novel. I think about two or three chapters. And what else can I
Yeah,
say? It's a great piece of literature. I think we can all learn from it. It says a lot about society.
the human experience.
Yep. Yeah. Now I think we should welcome our narrator, Mr. Toby Ducrow. Would you please?
Hello, yes, that is me. It is an honor to be here.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you for
am,
joining us.
yes, I have been wanting to narrate this book for a long period of time.
All right, let's get
It's,
to it then.
alrighty. I shall start then from the top with our, well, it's not actually a titled intro, but it is the first chapter. You see, that is actually a technique that is used later on. But we shall begin. We were in the old pet shop as I was deciding on a puppy. I had been saving all my money from chores. I had been saving up for weeks. There were 10 small puppies in a big cage. Most of them were jumpy and happy. That was not me. Then, a small little chocolate Labrador was curled up in the corner of the enormous cage. The way the puppy looked into my eyes, it looks like it had given up. Come on, Dad said, looking at his watch. I chose the one that had the sad eyes. The shopkeeper picked it up with care and gently put the puppy in the cage. We exited the pet shop. We got in the car and drove home. We got to the apartment and said hi to the old man who stared at the puppy. We got home and made the bed. The puppy scolded to go to the bed early that night. I heard a cry. I looked around and I didn't see anything, so I went back to bed. Then I heard a sound you hear when the tap is on. I looked around in the bathroom. I saw nothing, so I went back to bed. I heard it once more. I looked in the bathroom and turned the lights on. The puppy was hanging dead, dipped in blood, and had a twisted neck from the dangling light. I screamed and screamed. Who murdered my puppy? Who murdered my puppy? Chapter 2. The Smile. My eyes turned big into holes. The horror of the dead filled my heart, of the dead animal, filled my heart with fear. Dad and Mum ran out of bed, and Dad got his hunting rifle and ran into the bathroom, still loading the gun. Dad looked in shock as he stared at the corpse, in horror. Mum came in screaming her head off to the old man, and the old man came in rushing in to see what was happening. Mum came to greet him. "Hello, Mr. Oakley," Mum said, who was still scared to death. "I heard a scream, which I believe came from this room." "Oh, that was Lucy having a nightmare. Must have been a scary night then." "Indeed, I came out for a lolly Dad said I could have." I saw Mr. Oakley do a smile, more of a grin. Mum looked at me. "What do you need?" I looked at Mum. "Never mind." And I walked off back to bed frightened. The next day, I did not go to school because of what had happened last night. Who would have done it? We do not have any other animals in the house. All I had was close to an animal was a doll, which smiled at me very hard. It was made by my grandmother before she died with the doll in her room. I pieced it all together. Doll. The doll had murdered the puppy. Had the shock of my life, I knew that what I had to do. When I walked to school, I took the doll with me. I found an alley with a trash can. I shoved the doll in there and ran away. What I did not notice was the shopkeeper's boy needed to take out of the trash and found the doll and picked it up and kept it. This is presumably chapter 3, but it is not titled. The Starting Kills. The boy showed it to his dad. "Put it in your room." "Okay, Papa," the boy replied. At midnight, the boy got up to get a glass of water. When he got back to his bed, the doll had moved 4 steps, but he did not notice, so the got back up into his bed. This time, the doll was coming up the ladder, but he was asleep. The next time, the doll moved. He opened his eyes to find that the doll was right up at his face with a knife. There was one scream and then the sound of stabbing cake. It was his skin. The next move was to his mother, but he left the father to live in suffering. After the murders, the father held the doll. Trying to call the police, the doll stamped the father, and like a snake, the doll creeped out of the house to find its next victim. All this time, I was at school with questions in my head thinking about the doll. When school had finished, I went through my grandma's stuff and found a picture of her and the doll. Back then, the doll seemed full of life and happy. I also found a letter that said, "Anne, help my parents and all my family have gone to a better place. I am alone and hungry. Please help. They are coming. Please, I need you." From Georgia, 1941. I had to go on to the internet to find out what it said because it was Polish. My mum was watching the news on the edge of her seat. Mum was in shock because of the news a family had been murdered. Mum was so shocked because that was the way I walked to school every day. Mum got up in shock and said she was going to take me to school in the car from now on. I found that house was right next to the bin I'd put the doll in. The police found no evidence of the murder. That was then I saw a trail of blood had been hanging in the same place as the puppy was. He had been covered in oil and burned alive. Untitled, but presumably chapter 3. The Fate of Rose. I hopped in my mother's electric blue Volkswagen Beetle. It was odd driving to school because it gave me a sense of safety and luxury. Mum tried to avoid the crime scene, but the road was closed. We were stuck in traffic for hours, and worse, it was right near the crime scene. I couldn't help but gaze upon the old and neglected apartment block where the boy once lived. It was at that point when I saw my best friend Rose. "Hey bud, you want to walk with me?" Mom, not wanting me to be late for school, reluctantly said, "Fine." As Rose and I walked the neglected city streets, I noticed a just as neglected doll in her highlighted green bag. "Where did you get that?" I asked, concerned. "It's a souvenir from the crime scene. Don't tell." I reluctantly complied that night. She died. The end. The doll with his floppy and did diss track saying Rose then burned and covered in oil. Cause the roast was too good. Her grandma later, then the doll turned into his final form, Jake Paul. A 1940 Spitfire blew up her house. Rose tried to escape while on fire and covered in oil by getting into her Toyota Corolla, and a fireman gets in his Toyota 86 AE and pisses on her since the hose wasn't working. And that's the end of the script. Was an honor to read.
I'm covered in covered in spit and tears. Thank you so much, Toby. It was your voice very, very added to the experience. I think so. What was even perfect? Like you went beyond the source material. You actually embodied the characters. I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No,
Yes,
I think
it was an honor.
an in-depth analysis of this text will tell us a lot of things. You know, what I picked up from it was the sorry the use of repetition when telling us that the mother was shocked. Really, you know, it really gets the audience. It really gets the idea across to the audience that the mother was shocked.
I like the use of the plot twists. They were really out of there because it was dead dog, so you think it would be centered around this dead dog, but instead it was actually all about the doll and the grandmother, and the dog has nothing to do with it except past the first chapter. It really adds it adds that little twist, but not too much. It's just a nice little spice, you know.
Mm.
Another one is when you expect the doll, you know, the friend to be concerned, you know, the protagonist about Rose. Instead, he just lets Rose gets killed, and this is such a plot twist because we know that he was sad the whole time, so he's not even fighting to keep Rose alive because he's just that sad, like the dead dog. It all adds up. Very consistent.
Mm. Toby, is there anything you've picked up from this?
From my own experience, I think the true meaning of it is to really embody what it means to be human or to be living in any sense.
Mm.
Because the doll is inanimate, right? It is a doll and it might be possessed, but who knows? It's up to the audience, really. And so what I think I get from it is that it shows the appreciation of being alive as opposed to having your neck being strung on a ceiling. It's a very nice contrast, and I thoroughly enjoyed thinking and contemplating this idea.
Right, and this is really driven in by the language features used. See, we're told that the doll used to be full of life, you know?
Before it was possessed.
Yeah, and that brings in the idea
Indeed.
that, you know, being alive is good.
And being possessed by a dead grandmother can ruin your life.
Wow.
Exactly.
Well,
Oh man.
are we ready to move on?
I mean, I feel like I just want to sit it in my soul for a bit longer, you know? Just really. Yeah.
I agree. The Dead Dog is really something to take in.
I mean, when I first read it, I couldn't sleep that night. I just laid in bed, thought about my life. Had to, think about did I really enjoy being alive? Like, why didn't I get murdered by a doll? Like, why haven't I done
I mean,
this,
you could have. You never know. A doll could have,
Yeah.
you know, appeared on your bed that night.
I could have stolen it from a crime scene.
You could have.
And no one makes the connection that there's this doll across 3 incidents, 3 murders.
You know, I think there are very clear themes of disobedience, you know, and what it can lead to. You see, this girl, she took the doll as a souvenir from a crime scene, which is obviously very disobedient and paid the price for it with her life.
Just justice, just poetic justice. She got the fate that she deserved.
I think the most appreciative thing of that was just simply how blunt it was. There was no need for the delicate intricacies of over-elaborate poetic justice. It was very straightforward. I mean, I would imagine that being lit on fire and being pissed on would not be a good experience.
I need to blow my nose. I'll be back.
Yes, it's just the sheer simplicity of that I appreciate in those latter chapters, while still maintaining that beautiful sophistication and deeper meanings in the first few chapters.
Oh, indeed.
Right.
Hey, I think we're blazing quite through it. See, I always think you did dog though. You think it takes a long time to read, but it's actually quite a short story. So it's only been an hour. I think we've been recording. Oh no, even less, half an hour.
It's a shocker.
Indeed.
Yeah. Are we ready to move on?
All this action, it's very incredibly crafted because you see all this action, all the shocks, all the twists, all the comedy. It's all packed into these 4 short chapters. And it's really incredible how you can experience so much in such little time. I think the author is very clever for this.
Yes, indeed. It'd be an honor to meet this author, honestly.
I know. But I think before that, I think we should just all take a few deep breaths after that thrilling experience. We all need to just calm our minds a bit. Can someone take us through a guided meditation or something?
Guided meditation? I could try. Depends on what kind we're doing.
How about a Maranatha?
Tempting,
Right.
but we do that a lot. We could do something else.
Let's our mantra be dead dog?
Tempting, but I think the idea is, to clear our heads of dead dog.
Okay.
To do otherwise would be an emotional overload.
True,
I mean,
true.
I know on my first read of Dead Dog, it was as though I'd experienced that feeling of when life flashes before your eyes, before you die. But the fact, obviously, that I did not die, it almost overloaded my senses.
Yes.
Okay. I think we should just all take a deep breath on 3. 1, 2, 3. And breathe out.
I apologize. Breathing audibly is quite difficult.
Okay. I was wondering if you guys did it or not. All right. I think we're ready. My mic just went red there because I clapped. If the author would please enter the recording studio, the very physical recording studio.
Wait. No way.
It's me.
Oh my gosh! Oh.
It's
Hello.
the author of Dead Dog. Wow. Welcome to the Garbagetalk podcast.
Hello there. It's me, the author of Dead Dog, also known as the Dead Dog author.
It's an honor to have you. So seriously, I've been a fan. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much
So we have a set of
for your
questions.
hospitality.
Oh
right.
I've come up with some questions, and I believe Samuel's come up with some as well. And
Yep.
I think should we go one question at a time per person?
Sure.
All right. Would you like to start?
Yeah. I wasn't expecting this, but I've always had these questions on my mind, and the first one is, how did you come up with Dead Dog? Like, what inspired you?
Oh, that was my first question.
That's an excellent question, Samuel. What inspired me to make Dead Dog? Well, I wanted to make a third you know how you have the Old Testament and the New Testament? Well, I wanted to make the New Testament to the Bible.
Okay, sweet. So it's connected to the literal Bible.
Yes, no. What I'm saying is that I was walking one day and then I had an epiphany from God, and he said, Ben, write down this story.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. I totally wasn't angry at my dog because it took a shit when I was taking it for a walk. That that wasn't the case. It was, because people are so grateful for life these days, as you were saying in your analysis. And I just wanted to say, hey guys, you could be killed by a demonic doll, so be grateful.
Yeah,
Ah,
I think
yes.
that's a very good message and something that we should all take away from this.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
divine inspiration from God. I mean, and now it makes all make sense on how you could write it. Like, you definitely had to have some divine inspiration, at least.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. If you could just say that exact same thing, just say it to my therapist. And then that'd be great. You have no idea how many what would that mean in terms of taking control back of my own assets. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anything for you. Anything.
Oh, thank you.
All
Yes. So that's the first question.
Okay, so we all know 2015, pretty interesting year. There was probably a lot of stuff happening. How did Dead Dog draw from events that were happening in society at the time?
That's an excellent question. 2015 was a time when I learned that in the Chinese province of Hunan, you could eat dogs. And then I thought, wow.
Can I add a point here? I
Yeah.
must say, the sheer diversity of Dead Dog is very astounding. Not only is
Thank you.
it's been connected to both the Bible and Chinese culture. I must say, I am very impressed with the diversity of this. I think it will really appeal to the modern, to the LGBTQ community, maybe even.
Yeah.
The diversity is astounding. It is very impressive.
Well, that's awesome. And I wanted to draw on that point. See, it's so important as a country, as New Zealand, that we fairly and accurately represent Asian culture. It's so important. And not only Asian culture, but also LGBT culture. It needs to be represented. And I think I did that in Dead Dog because here's the thing. There is not one gay person alive who doesn't want to kill dogs. And I wanted to accurately depict that in this novel. And yes.
So,
Thank you.
the grandmother was secretly a lesbian, and this frustration manifested into her spirit possessing the doll?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. It's yeah. It's a story about repression of feelings and how maybe in a parallel universe, if that happened, those repressed feelings could result in a doll happening and killing you. So therefore,
Wow.
you shouldn't repress them.
So, continuing on about events in society. So, in 2016, the year after Dead Dog was published, the killer clowns started ravaging the earth. So did Dead Dog predict this? Was this intentional? Or do you think Dead Dog inspired this even?
You know, when I wrote Dead Dog, I showed what the human spirit was capable of doing to the other human. And some people were inspired by that. They felt empowered by it. And so they said, hey, let's become a clown and kill people. I totally didn't take inspiration from Chucky. Actually, Dead Dog is what Chucky is based off.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow. And you didn't push for like suing? Like or did it just feel honored?
I just felt honored. Yeah. See, for me it's not about the money. It's about getting literature to young kids and making them feel accepted. Nice. By knowing that, hey, it's okay to kill a dog. Why the hell not? It's about freedom.
Truly inspirational.
Thank you.
I'd just like to do my second question. What is your favorite part of the book, or even when you were writing it, what was your favorite part? Like,
that's an excellent question. My favorite part was when it's gotta be when the doll left the father alive to mourn his family. That was so amazing to write. Because, you know, in New Zealand today, there's such a lack of fatherhood, right? So I wanted to say to those people, hey, I could come and kill your family, man, and you would be left behind because you weren't there.
Oh, nice. So it was commentary, really.
Yes, yeah, I'm threatening single dads. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm threatening them with death by a doll.
And there's also that plot twist, you know, like you think the doll would murder everybody, you know, but instead it leaves them alive and it burns the father later. So.
Yeah, like what the hell's up with that? It's a killer doll. But yeah, that doll just wants to cause the maximum amount of human suffering possible. That's its job. It just loves doing it.
Nice.
And I thought I captured that accurately.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right. Who is your favorite character from Dead Dog and why?
That is an excellent question. It has to be the dead dog. Because the dead dog, it does, you know that feeling when you wake up and you're like, damn, I'm not dead. Well, that dead dog got to live that experience. And that's why I think it's my favorite character.
Right. And you know, the fact that that dog experienced that experience made it all the more heartbreaking when it died, because it took that freedom of life away from it.
Yes, heartbreaking and not satisfying. Yes, that is what I was saying.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I've got a few things. Was there anything that you wish you could improve on? Like, it's an amazing book, but amazing piece of literature. Or is there something you left out just due to, you know, do you think people wouldn't be ready? It'd be misinterpreted? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, well, the original story was going to have Mr. Oakley be a bit of a molester.
Is this why he grinned at the child?
Yes, exactly, right? But then this story was composed during Year 7 writing time in Miss Fortune's class, so she wasn't going to have that.
Oh my god, I was there.
Yeah.
I sat in the same room as you wrote Dead Dog.
You were in the room that Dead Dog
Oh my
was
goodness.
drafted and published.
This is incredible.
I'd kill you like that dog would just to have that opportunity.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, you know, when I first read the book, I thought that the way that Mr. Oakley grinned at the child, I thought that he was the one who killed the dog. So, you know, it really set up the shock of the reveal of the killer even more.
Subverting the expectations.
Exactly.
Honestly. Like another plot twist. And see, we just keep uncovering these plot twists. It's like a whole minefield.
Yeah. I think, you know, because Mr. Oakley, I think before I wrote it, he did something with the bomb. So he was not popular.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's another societal event that was actually happening in 2015. Mr. Oakley was not popular.
Right, I had one more question, but I think from what you've answered so far, you may have already answered it. It was what does Dead Dog say about our society?
What does Dead Dog say about our society? Well, it says this. It says, do you have a dog? Well, yeah, a lot of people do.
I have two.
Then it can die.
Oh
It
my
can
god.
die. Yeah, this was actually a shock to a lot of readers who were children. It can die, and when it does die, it could die in a lot of bad ways. But it's... Hold on, my mum's questioning what I'm talking to. She's a bit confused. I just need.
Oh man.
Hold on, coming. Hold on.
Oh, seems like our beloved author has encountered a few people not understanding the amazing piece of literature that is Dead Dog.
Well, we were so fortunate to have him on the show for that time, even if he does end up being killed.
By a doll possessed by a grandmother, who's also a lesbian.
You know, perhaps the doll reflected his mother.
Oh,
Hello, I'm back.
Perhaps the doll thought that humans were freaky and weird.
Humans?
Yeah.
It's alright. I didn't catch that.
Never mind. Continuing on.
Yes.
So you were saying dogs can die in a lot of bad ways.
Yeah, they can die in a lot of bad ways. And you know, no matter how bad the way is, it's probably not going to be as bad as having your, you know, bones broken and twisted, and cut, and you know, being cut up and flung on the chandelier in the bathroom.
Right.
yes. I'd just like to finish my with my question, and it's kind of similar to like the last questions, but I have to ask, will we see a sequel, or do you think it just ended off on a good note? Like, do you want to do a Disney like sequel trilogy and kind of ruin it? You know.
Well, that is an excellent question, Samuel. And it honestly, now that you mention it, I might want to do a sequel.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Dead Dog 2, The Rekilling, of a different dog.
Wow.
Will this one involve
Yeah.
the dog more?
Yes, it will. Yes, it'll involve multiple dogs being killed by a serial killer in the apartment.
Oh my gosh, this is some unique writing like skills. Like, oh my gosh.
Yes,
Does
it'll
anyone know
be-
about this? Or is this just coming up right now?
this is pretty new.
Oof.
This is news. This is, you guys are going to make some money because this is where the mouse first heard the rat talking about its cheese that it got.
Wow. So will this one be a bit more modernized? Like, will it reflect a bit more of what's going on in society at the moment? You know, like we got COVID and stuff.
Yes, yes. And that's actually going to make it interesting because the people in the apartments are going to be locked into their apartments because of
Right.
COVID. Yeah.
I see.
So, who's getting out of the apartments to kill the dogs if they can't get out of their apartments?
Right. So it's a murder mystery.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And it's going to reflect a lot of cool ideas. Like Google being weird. And the Book of Face also being creepy with stuff. And it'll put those themes right at the core of the book.
I think, like, I guess what we can really take away is that did Dog and the doll just represent like the struggle of humanity and how there's a push and pull and how we kind of just have to accept it, and you never know what's going to happen. You know, that's at the end of the day. We just never know what's going to happen. Like what work, we don't know what's going to happen in Dead Dog.
Couldn't have said
Yeah,
it better
exactly.
myself, Samuel.
Huh? Did you say you'd murder yourself? Yeah, New Zealand's not too great on the old preventing people from murdering themselves. problem.
Suicide Dog.
Suicide dog kills itself because its owner kills itself.
Wow.
Boom.
Holy moly. Samuel,
much
have you
bullshit.
just inspired the great author of Dead Dog?
I don't know. Like,
You know
This
what,
is-
buddy?
this-
You have. You
Wow,
are you're an inspiration. You are inspiring Dead Dog 2 more than Mohammed was inspired by how much he hated alcohol.
So maybe we'll see some suicide prevention messages in the second book.
Suicide prevention, why would you want to prevent it?
Well, you know, as you said.
that's all we have enough time for, folks.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much
No.
for joining us. It was an honor. We look glad to your next piece of literature, and thank you very much for coming to the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were gonna
That's-
we were gonna include a vlog in this one, but we couldn't think of any vlog ideas that related to dead dogs, so that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think this is a thing.
also I would like to take this platform to unveil to my followers the truth about COVID-19. COVID-19 was actually made by dogs. It was.
Well, let's get to that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was so weird that he got muted.
But yeah, is that a wrap of the podcast now?
Yeah, someone give me an outro.
That's the way the dog dies.
What's the dog doing?
Cool. Well, thank you for coming.
Oh, no problem.
I was hoping
Well,
someone
that
else was
was-
going to start clapping.
That was an experience.